From the moment the Garda Síochána activate our rescue team, the team leader's role is to evaluate the information that he's gotten from an informant, and from that he decides what kind of response is required to assist the people who are injured or lost in the mountains. That may mean tasking helicopters, it may mean tasking some local members to an area, or it may mean tasking the whole team.
And then we send out a team text then with the grid reference of where the base will be and where people are to go to. When everything is set up for the base, everybody comes to the van, they have to sign in, and then they're put into parties and they're given the party kit to go out onto the hill. And then it's radio log then, and it's just keeping in contact with all the different teams and the different parties to update us on where they are or if they have come across the casualty.
There are certain rescues that happen over and over again, which is a lower leg injury. A lot of people stumble on the way back, so we have a lot of lower leg injuries. But we have everything from cardiac emergencies. We've had young children on the way to places that have stopped breathing. We've had everything, you name it, we've had it.
So we deal with quite a wide variety and range of incidents, whether it's something like a suicide to somebody just been lost, or you could have incidents with children, young children, which can be quite distressful as well. Responsibility of the team leader to make sure that the team is ready to go at a moment's notice. So that encompasses everything from equipment to training to everything that the team needs to be able to carry out an operation safely. And then actually on an actual call out, then you're responsible for the parties for deciding how the various resources are going to be deployed. And we'd work very closely with the Gardaí, especially. We'd be their rescue agency as such, really, on the ground. So on their behalf, we would coordinate rescues with other agencies like the Civil Defence and the Coast Guard and various other agencies also.
Hello, my name is Noel Daly. I've been with the rescue team since 1992, and as a professional communications specialist, it rests to me to be the communications officer from the team. Of course, when I joined the team, we were using very, very low-power primitive walkie-talkies. Mobile phones were non-existent. Technology is very important this day because a lot of hill walkers are using the very advanced technology. They're all using handheld GPS, very, very good accuracies, and even the call-outs now, the response time has got so fast that people get themselves into trouble so fast now that we've got to get out there fast. Well, we're using modern technology here ourselves that a lot of commercial organisations would use, including, you can see here, this is a tracking software where we track the GPS transmissions from walkie-talkies that we have. And I suppose we can't stress enough how important it is as the conduit between the base operations people here and the people on the hill. We get information back from people on the hill that are searching. We feed that back to the incident management people. They make the decisions and pass it back on for any change of plan. If a helicopter does come into the area, we communicate with the helicopter through our mountain rescue channels. They come in, we tell them what to do, pick up parties, drop them off somewhere else. And of course they'll be doing their own searching as well using their technology. But in a lot of cases everything gets directed from here.
My role is to keep a record of comms of the people that are in different parties to keep the team leader, keep him updated with what's going on, and to keep all the grid references of where the teams are at the time, all the relevant information. When it's needed, it's there.
Mostly I would prefer the technical end. I'm a climber, really, a mountaineer. I like to get up into the steep areas. And although we don't get that many steep rescues, we have to be prepared for it. So I think 12 of us, possibly 13, have been trained up into what's called technical rope rescue. So we're able to put in all the systems that are needed to get somebody out of a very steep environment. The team has seen a fairly steady increase over the years. So in the 80s it would have been maybe one a month. In the 90s it was maybe one every fortnight, you know. After 2000 it was one a week, and in the last couple of years we've had 60, and this year I'd say we've probably touched the 70 call-outs, you know, so it's been quite intense.
The relief is fantastic when it's successful. Just actually finding them, because people on the hill, you know, once they're found, that is most of the job done well.
For us, that's a successful rescue, and it's I suppose the thrill out there on the mountain is one thing, but then getting down safely at the end of it, and you know, there's the whole team bonding element of it as well, which is very important after a stressful instance. Is that you know, we keep contact with each other and make sure that we're all okay.
One of the things that we decided as a team was that the welfare of our members was extremely important. Was of vital importance. If we couldn't take care of the welfare of our own people, we weren't much good to the general public. So after critical incidents, and there tend to be incidents where maybe there's been a fatality or a serious injury or anything that can affect somebody's emotional welfare in particular, we have a process that involves peer support and also professional counselling.
It's a good feeling. Depending on the outcome, of course. You know, we often are called in to search for despondents, and you know, that can be quite sad when there's a find, and sadder still when there's not a find. So you wouldn't exactly be elated leaving something like that, but when we do find someone and have rescued them and they've been airlifted or evacuated by ambulance after a good long stretcher carry out, yeah, there's a good buzz after something like that.
It's a very demanding, being a member of the team is very demanding on time especially, and it's the sort of thing, I suppose, you take on being a member of the team, and it's the only thing you can take on really as a hobby, because it's almost a job as such. It takes so much out of your life, but it gives so much back as well. It's very rewarding to be a team member, and it's a lot of fun as well at the end of the day, but you get out of it what you put in.
Being involved in the outdoor community, it's nice to give something back and to help the community and help promote it and develop it in whatever way we can.
It costs about €50,000 every year to run the team, and that covers things like the running costs of our vehicles, responding to operations, training costs, insurance costs, the replacement of equipment. So team members, although they respond to incidents on the hill, also are available and participating in significant fundraising events during the year.
I suppose certainly we always hear stories of the old days when things were better and more fun, but that's kind of rose-tinted glasses sometimes. But the rescue team has definitely become a lot more professional. We do a professional job as volunteers, and we're audited to a high level, and we're expected to perform to standards, and that's a good thing because it puts in good standards of practice that we adhere to. So certainly things are a lot more regimented, a lot more structured, and you know, that has its upsides and its downsides. It certainly means that we can provide a better standard of care to our casualties. But of course, it also means there's more restrictions and more demand on our time because the demand for training is much higher, and that obviously impacts on people's daily lives as well, and the commitment is much more these days than it used to be in the past.